Right, now starting on this Monday, Korea has in place what authorities are hoping will be the last set of tough social restrictions before a gradual transition into normality. I have Kim Yeon-SEUng here in the studio now to tell us more about that. Yeon-SEUng, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Right then, let's start with the gist of the latest guidelines as briefly mentioned by our Soa earlier on.
Well, I want to start with the good news. More people can gather under these new rules, and they don't have to worry whether it's before or after 6 p.m. anymore. For the last 2 weeks of October, the capital region will continue to remain under level 4, the highest of the social distancing scheme. But now under this level, up to 8 people, including at least 4 who are fully vaccinated, can gather. There will be no changes to the operating hours of restaurants and cafes, which still have to close at 10 p.m. unless they're in regions outside the capital. In non-capital regions, under level 3, up to 10 people can gather, with at least 6 fully vaccinated party members.
Right, Yeon-SEUng, and speaking about vaccination, let's revisit our vaccination rates, which again Soa mentioned earlier.
Right. As Soa mentioned earlier, almost 65% of the population have been fully vaccinated. Now, health authorities are moving on to new demographics. For example, people who are age 16 or 17. More than 55% of those in that age group have reserved their jabs. Those younger, who are between the ages 12 to 15, can also start reserving their Pfizer shots today, which they will get in November. Vaccinations for pregnant women will also start today. More than 2,500 women have signed up for their shots. You know, there has been a lot of misinformation floating around on social media, with many casting doubts over the safety of COVID-19 vaccinations for pregnant women. But contrary to rumors, studies have shown that the vaccines do not affect male or female fertility and do not increase the risk of miscarriages.
Right, that is comforting to know, of course. Now, Yeon-SEUng, what about booster shots? How are they coming along here in the country?
Well, for booster shots, so far 380,000 people have signed up for their shots. But the ones who also need to be considered as a priority group are those who got the Johnson & Johnson shots earlier this year. I'm sure you remember. So a new study tracked more than 600,000 veterans who got the Johnson & Johnson shot in March, and health experts saw that the protection rate of those vaccines had fallen drastically within 5 months, from 88 to 3%. You know, one of the main draws of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine was that, unlike Pfizer or Moderna, it was a one-shot deal. But now, with the studies pointing to waning immunity, different opinions are arising over whether this was the right call. For example, Dr. Anthony Fauci told ABC that Johnson & Johnson's vaccine should have come in 2 doses from the start. Also, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration last Friday voted unanimously to authorize boosters to those who got the Johnson & Johnson jab at least 2 months after they received their shot. South Korea is also currently working on a booster shot campaign that's due to start as early as December for those who were administered this particular jab.
Right, Yeon-SEUng. All right, Yeon-SEUng, thank you for now, but stay with us for the extended talk with Soa.